Thank you for tuning in. I'm Mr. Findon. I'm going to be your head of year for the next 5 years during your time at the Priory School. I just wanted to take this chance to not only introduce myself, but also start to answer some of the questions that you've been submitting as part of transition. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time to complete the survey. It's really good to help us get an idea of who you are, what you're about, but also what you're worried about. And what we're trying to do now, as you may have seen from the videos that Mr. Freeland posted last week, is answer some of your questions and hopefully try and allay some of your concerns and worries that you might have about the transition to secondary. Now, with that in mind, one of the questions that we've had quite a few times from Jude at Whitehill, Oliver at Wilshire Dacre, Georgia at Sam Lucas, Oscar at Highover, Emily at Highover and Dion at Wilshire Dacre has been about having friends in your tutor group or how we're going to sort out the tutor groups. Now, we completely understand that everybody gets a little bit nervous about this, but it's perfectly normal to want to be in a tutor group with your best friend. Unfortunately, we can't guarantee that that's always going to be the case. The reason being that we put a lot of time and effort into making sure that you're in the right tutor group for you. Now, that might not necessarily be the right tutor group for your friend. We will do what we can to make sure that you're at least in with somebody that you know, so that you have a friendly face. But we've also spent a huge amount of time behind the scenes working with your primary school, as well as with lots of other information to place you in the right group for you, with the right tutor for you. Your tutor is your main port of call over the next 5 years. They're going to be the person who's going to support you, who's going to get to know you, who's going to be there for you. And it's really important for us to get the relationship between you and the tutor right. And it might be that your best friend needs something slightly different, so we'll be in a different group. Likewise, it might be that there's other reasons why we've placed you in that group. We will try our hardest to make sure that you have somebody that you know, so that you have some friendly faces. But we will also put a huge amount of time and effort in September to making sure that you have time to get to know your new tutor group, to get to meet the others around you, to get to develop and make those new friendships that will honestly last you a lifetime. We always find that within the first few months, people have started to create friendships with people that they didn't know existed until they came to Priory. And part of our process of transition in September will be to give you an opportunity to meet the others around you, learn a little bit about them and start to develop those new friendships that will go on to last you a lifetime. And your tutor is absolutely key in making that happen. We've got an amazing team of tutors that are going to be working with you, and over the next few weeks we're going to try and find ways for you to get to meet them as well. And they're going to work tirelessly to help support you and make sure that you feel cared for and valued throughout your time at Priory. Now, I know another thing that will play on a lot of people's mind at the moment is homework. So I've just come up to the library for a second to talk to you a little bit about some of the ways that we help with homework, some of the ways that we support with homework. I'm just standing outside by this amazing mural that has been painted over the last few weeks. All the books on this mural have been selected by staff and students at the Priory School as books that have had a massive impact on them. And that's what our library is all about. It's about a place for you to excel in your studies. So how can it help you? Well, a few of you have been asking about homework, not least Jessie and Ruby, who've asked specifically about how much homework they're going to be set and what that might look like. The first thing I want to say is don't worry too much about it. I know that the change from primary school to secondary school is daunting, and I know that homework is a big part of that. And yes, you will end up being set more homework at secondary school than you were at primary school. However, there's lots of things that we do to try and help you in that and try and support you with making that transition. Firstly, for the first few weeks, you will only be set homework from your core subjects, so that's English, Maths and Science. They'll be setting you between 30 to 45 minutes of homework a week. After those first few weeks, we'll then start to build up the other subjects, what we call the foundation subjects, so art, history, etc. They'll also then start to set your homework, but it's not all going to come in one go. What will happen is that there'll be a homework timetable in place that spreads out the homework across the week, so you don't get everything set on a Monday. It means you know you can expect what subjects are going to set you homework when. We also have a policy at Priory that homework is never due in the day after it's set. So we won't set you homework on a Wednesday and expect it on the Thursday. And we also won't set you homework on a Friday and expect it in on the Monday. Instead, you will have plenty of time to do that homework. All of our homework will be set on something called Google Classroom. That's an online system whereby the homework will be explained to you, and any resources like videos or pictures that might help you do that homework can be set alongside it for you to access at home. Because you'll all have your Chromebooks, we know that there's lots of ways that you'll be able to engage with that. One of my personal favourite things about Google Classroom is that it gives you the ability to speak directly to the teacher that has set the homework. There's an online communication tool, a messaging tool, that means that you can send them messages. And that could be, "Sir, I've managed to complete the work." It could be, "Sir, I don't understand question 2 or 3. Could you please explain it to me?" Or it could even be, "Sir, this has happened and so I'm really struggling to get the homework done on time." If you take advantage of that tool, it means you're back in control of your homework and you're able to preempt any issues and speak to your teachers. The key to homework is all about organisation. If you stay organised and make sure that you're on top of your homework, you'll find that it works really well. Now, that does mean that if you leave it all to the last minute, it will stack up and it will start to get difficult. But again, that's why that communication tool is there. The sooner you let us know about things like that, the sooner we can help you. And that's, at the end of the day, what we're all here to do, to help you have the best education for the next 5 years that we can possibly achieve. Now, thank you for listening. Keep your eyes out because we will be posting even more videos as we start to answer more of your questions. And a few other members of key staff that you're going to be working with over the next 5 years will also start to pop up in these too. Many thanks, and I'll see you soon.